just met you, but you look. Oh, girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. 'Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you.
what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. No. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell your good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell your good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Yeah.
Shout out to the CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI, the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. How you doing? Your godfather's back in the house, and the house is, of course, pick. How we doing? Camera one. Camera one. Hey, camera one. Camera two, how you doing? Camera two has a nice, crispy 24 by 70, 2.8 aperture G Master lens on it. Oh, Camera three, how you doing, baby? With the 14 to 24, 2.8 aperture, Sigma art lens. Camera four over there, and camera five will be here tomorrow, which will be the camera we take into the field around the country. I said it and I meant it. We're getting in the field where the work is real. We're getting in the field where the work is real, and to that end, it is your godfather's intention to bring you the best content I can. Best picture, best audio, best interaction, best content. Got my little DJI. I'll just show you. Got a bag full of goodies. See, a lot of people are stagnant. Don't understand that, or choose to, or whatever. They choose to not continue to improve in the business, you know. I started out on a little iPhone 5S, transitioned to the car, and I still do those from time to time. But when you're going to get in the field, you need different kind of equipment. So I have my little wireless mics and things to make my live streaming equipment do better. But here's something we're going to be trying out. The DJI Pocket camera, so I can walk around and get my life on camera
for you guys. Real world. Because, I'm not to that level yet to where I can have a camera person walk around me 24/7, 365, just filming what goes on. But, God willing, that will be happening one day. But until then, we do what we can to get you the best content on the way to. I'm just got into the program because I'm so fired up about it. Candle of the Evening, Spirito Santi, by I don't even know the name. Old school candle maker, Tridon or something like that. And Fragrance of the Evening. Ooh, let's talk about it. By far, when you say Creed fragrances, automatically you're just talking about class. From the original old school classic Green Irish Tweed, which still turns heads today, Cool Water Cologne was based on that, to the one in the white bottle, Silver Mountain Water, by far one of my favorite fragrances to wear in the spring, to the crowd favorite Millésime Imperial with that watermelon note in it. Summertime classics, Millésime Imperial. And then if you're just going to have light, airy fun, we're talking about Creed Virgin Island Water. And that's just to name a few from the house of Creed. Creed does fresh, natural fragrances so well. Royal Water, Royal Maple, one of my favorites, Grown Damn Man fragrances, Bois de Portugal. And of course, the king of fragrances, Aventus. But then even Creed has another level. And Creed has a level here. It's called the exclusives. And this, by far, is one of the most standout fragrances from Creed. It is a masculine classic, spice and wood. And for this time of year, hell yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Remember that dude on Minister Society? Hell yeah, hell yeah. Creed, spice, and wood is good. Now, I'm not going to lie, Creed is asking a pretty penny for these. And you don't have to drop that much money to smell great, John. Chanel, Bleu de Chanel, Dior Sauvage, Armani Acqua di Gio Profumo will do just fine. But when you get over here, you doing the thing. This line, this is spice and wood, pure white. Oh, Jardin d'Amalfi, Sublime Vanille. Stay away from white amber. That's trash. In my opinion, it's not that great of a fragrance. But anyway, all right. So I just taught a mini fragrance class right there, didn't I? See, one thing I like about what I do is I am who I say I am. In the real world, I am an image consultant and a fragrance person. I've been doing this for a long time. Plus, I had an entire career before getting into this business. So at 52, almost 53 years old, I've lived a broad life. I've lived and I've done a lot of things. So if anybody's qualified to talk about a myriad of subjects, it's somebody who's been around for a minute. And I continue to try to push the envelope because I don't just say it. I want you guys to see it and how it can happen. Luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. And I find that the harder I work, the luckier I get. So let's get into it. Let's do this real quick. Go ahead over here and read some of the super chats. Start from here. Pavel says, cheers. Darby became a member. Shout out to Wiggs 2K. Michael Cousins, what's going on, fam? Damian Wade, aka Kevin Carleone. Sabila Rose Savior. The Negro Ned donated $4.99. And we keep it moving. Let me scroll through here some more. Sir W came through with 11 months. Badges will be updating this week too. Haven't seen a super chat in a while, but thanks, Godfather. Appreciate it. Let me see if I can get through some of these guys. I'm going to try to toggle back and forth through these, but here goes the monologue. The monologue is this. Galentine's Day is the worst day. What is Galentine's Day? How many of you folks had heard of something called Galentine's Day? If you heard something called if you had never heard Galentine's Day, put a 5 in the chat room. If you had never heard of Galentine's Day, because I'm going to tell you, it was new to me as well. If you had never heard of Galentine's Day, show your work. And what is Galentine's Day? Galentine's Day is yet another attempt to make women feel good about being workhorses. It is yet another attempt to make modern women feel good about being workhorses. That's my opinion. Yet another attempt to say, congratulations, you've chosen, and really not, you were given the choice of building a life of purpose, meaning, interaction and relationships with people, friends and family, and also providing a living for yourself, or this thing called a career. And many women were given a choice, but they really weren't. Many women found out that when they decided that they wanted to actually step back and say, you know what, I think family is going to be more important. Oh, no. What happened to all these women? They were called pick-me's and pick-mishas and all this other kind of stuff. So many women found out that people in their family, Big Shirley, and all the womanist elements of their family were telling you, girl, don't worry about no man. Get out here and live your best life. Do your thing. Get out here, travel, live life, and then when you decide to, you can all of a sudden pivot on a dime, turn around, and go get a man. But then something happened.
Danger zone!
Danger zone. The danger zone year 27 through 35, where I say women need to focus like a laser on the outcome they want. And so many women slid right on from danger zone into no man's land. Slid right on into no man's land. And at age 36, they're looking around saying, well, I've accomplished the things I set out to accomplish. I have anywhere from 10 to at most 15 years in my career. I'm accomplished at this level. I mean, my God, I got
I'm
PhD.
a PhD.
But then they're looking around, and here comes something called Halloween, and they don't have any kids to make costumes for, to go at their neighbors' houses, because they don't have neighbors, because they live in the single people around Halloween feel some kind of way. They feel some kind of way when they see Keith and Kelly coming down the street with their children, and they ring the doorbell and say, trick or treat. And here comes Alexis. And Alexis is like, hey guys. Alexis went down to the Publix or the Whole Foods or whatever, bought all this candy. And, but when she closes that door, she walk down the street. She watches as a family walk away. And then she looks down and all she has. And then something else happens. Oh my God. In less than 30 days, you have Thanksgiving.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it!
Thanksgiving comes along, and a lot of women can pass off being, somewhat alone because they can go out and live with the rest of their female family members and everything like that. That's what they can do. Thanksgiving doesn't feel so bad because they get to go home and be with their cousins and everybody else. And they get to play with their nephews and blah, blah, blah. But then Christmas happens. No Christmas tree, no Christmas lights. What's going on? Modern women are buying themselves Christmas presents. Depression, Haagen-Dazs, blah, blah, blah. Christmas, we know, was a mess. And then a week later, it's further reinforced because you have no one to bring the new year in. Old Lang Syne, kissing somebody under the mistletoe, you don't know what that is. And you would think that the universe would let the pressure off, but no, it doesn't. It is only giving you a 6-week reprieve before the biggest holiday of them all, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is the holiday for lovers. It's the day when Kelly gets to show all of her unmarried friends how incredible it is to be a married woman to a man who cherishes her. Because he's going to do for her, she's going to do for him, and then their kids are going to get it. Kelly's got it coming from her husband, her son, her daughters. It's a beautiful thing. If you've ever seen kids make stuff for people for Valentine's Day, they love doing it for their mothers. And the fathers are like, all right, make sure your mom's happy. Make sure she enjoys this. This is the one day that even the mean old patriarchs are all in for, because that's their wife or their long-term girlfriend, their significant other, whatever you call it. But what is this other thing? Modern women, in an attempt to not be outdone, just like modern women are trying to claim Father's Day is the second Mother's Day, single modern women have resorted to now what's called Galentine's Day. Galentine's Day. Yes. What is Galentine's Day? I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you at all. I am not kidding you at all. I did not make this shit up. Galentine's Day, observed on February 13th. It's a perfect excuse to hang out with your friends. It's Galentine's Day. That's when it's celebrated. The girls get together and go eat shrimp fondue. They all take their neck ribs out to Papa Dough and eat shrimp fondue. They all take their neck ribs out to Papa Dough and eat shrimp fondue. And when asked, do you want refills, what do they say?
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God, that's the perfect question. The perfect, yes, absolutely, yes, absolutely. Yes. That's
what happens. You want to go to Papa Dough and eat some fondue, girl? Mm-hmm. They roll out there. Come on, girl, it's Happy Galentine's Day. We're gonna go out and we can have the black oyster and shrimp fondue. We can split entrees. We can get a bottle of wine. We can share desserts, and we can have Galentine's Day. And it sounds like such a good goddamn idea until what? Until they get there, and in the restaurant is filled with Kelly and Keith.
Now, reality can be whatever I want.
That's the reality. Galentine's Day is right before Valentine's Day, and you aren't going to go into a restaurant and do anything but have your feelings hurt. Because you're going to see women around there with husbands, with men, with relationships. And no matter what you ladies say, no matter what you do, you know that Galentine's Day does not make you feel better. Oh shit! I know. And even though
vaginas are great,
so many women have been lying to themselves. I don't need no man. I need to focus on my career or whatever. And it has been since Halloween to Valentine's Day, 2021 has been a wake-up call for you. It's the time where you had to realize and say, okay, this is not working. This is not working. I don't want to have this outcome anymore. I'm tired of it. But then you start asking a woman a question, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And the average woman has focused so little on what a relationship is, what she brings to the table, who men are, what men want. When they start to think about relationships, they start to short circuit.
This one looks scared. What's wrong? Oh, what's wrong? She looks terrified. Her energies, her insecure energies.
Yeah, they start to they start to be terrified. They look in their eye when what the insecure energies. Shout out replicant. Yeah, they get terrified. They're like, oh, well, I just want. Then you ask them, well, I just want to be light. I want it to be free. I want it to be. Have you asked yourself a question? Why do so many average women want to be luxury housewives? Because they're not built for anything serious. They've put off the time of thinking about relationships to the point to now they're older, definitely older, when they should be taking shit seriously, and they're not ready for it. They're simply not ready for it. And this is why you have Galentine's Day. It's another holding pen for women who are unfit for relationship. But ladies, I got a question for you. You won. You won. You won. You are no longer under the patriarchy. You no longer have to submit to a man. You are free to do what you want. You are free to pursue your career, to sleep with who you want, hang out who would do that. But you're also free to fail. You're also free to fail, and this is what's happening. Galentine's Day is an outranked failure. If you don't have a man of value trying to make you his Valentine, you have failed, ladies. And somebody needs to tell you this. Somebody needs to tell you that you have failed. This does not mean you don't have beauty, brains, business. You don't have the bond. You can have beauty, you can have brains, you can be in business, but you are missing the most important B, bond. And without bond, you lack balance. The 5 B's: beauty, business, brains, beauty, brains, business, bonds, balance. Ladies, you don't have the bonds, so that's why you don't have the balance.
Beta.
Give another B, why not? This is a new beehive. Beauty, check. Business, check. Brains, check. Bonds. Balance. I know.
You couldn't make this stuff up.
I know you can't make it up, man. They want the balance. They want all of this, but they don't know how. Well, the first thing you have to stop doing, ladies, is stop celebrating Galentine's Day. Stop saying you don't need no man. You need to hit the brakes right now and start acting like you need a man. You need to stop acting like you need a man. And one of the first things you're going to have to start doing, ladies, is, I'm sorry, if you're over 27 years old, in China, you'd be called Sheng Yu, leftover cake. Sheng Yu, whatever. Somebody, I'm working on my Spanish. We're going to get to Chinese. We're going to get to Mandarin later. Leftover cake. At 27, ladies, you have to start doing things different. That means, like I told you, ladies, you're going to have to put the same kind of effort, attention, and focus into getting a man and keeping a man as you did into getting that damn degree in your career. Because you only have arguably 8 years. 27 to 35. After 35, unless you are an 8, 9, unless you are an 8 or 9, you are out of the game. Unless you are an 8 or a 9, you are out of the game. And even if you are an 8 or a 9, you must have a good reputation, a clean cat fax. So if you're 27 and you are average, cute, adjustable 6, You better start moving like with some intention. And what does this mean? What have I told you, ladies? Instead of going out on Galentine's Day with your girls, you need to go out on Valentine's Day with this intention in mind. You need to learn how to holla, 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 holla. Yes, ladies, make no mistake. It is time for you modern women who wanted it all. You want to be equal to men. It is now the Sadie Hawkins dance. You better learn how to holla. Yeah, you better learn how to holla. You better learn how to holla because a closed mouth don't get fed. Men have been told, don't approach, don't do this, don't do that. I hear so many women, average women with baby hair slicked down with this Murray's looking grease talking about, I ain't gonna bring, what am I bring to the table? Talking real greasy, talking all kind of cap. And I'm like, who the French toast do you women think you are? That only works on lower level dudes. The kind of men that you want are going to require choosing signals. Yes, choosing signals. Choosing signals, clear signs that you want him to holler at you, and you're gonna have to do what? You're gonna have to do the same thing. They don't like this, gentlemen.
You idiot woman!
They don't like this. They don't like it when I tell them ladies are gonna have to do something. Why don't they like it? Because it puts women at an equal playing field. It puts women on par with men, and women today don't like it. Well, ladies, I'm sorry. See, what happens is when you make clear signals, you go out in that black dress, those pearls, smelling like Tom Ford Noir perfume or something real sexy, and you make that eye contact and flip your hair back and expose your neck like I told Amira. You basically this is what you're basically saying to a man. And you know what he gonna do back? And you know what he gonna do? Holla, holla. That's what he gonna do back. He gonna holler back. He gonna holler back and see what's the alternative. You ain't got but if you're 27, you ain't got but 7 more Valentine's Day. You ain't got but 7 more Valentine's Days. The older you get, or the fewer Valentine's Day you got. I'm sorry. And here's the thing. I know many women, especially if you're adjustable 6s, 8s, or 9s, oh, they think they got more time. No, you don't have more time either. You gotta start moving with attention. You gotta start moving with intention too. Where is it? You gotta start moving with attention too. You better learn how to be a holler back girl. You better learn how to holler back. You better learn how to holler. You better learn how to holler back. You are a fish that's going to make it easy to get caught. You better do like a blonde chick running from Jason or Freddy Krueger. You running and all of a sudden you just trip on a twig. Oh my God. You better start running like Donita. You better start running like Jaquan. You know, they getting low and they moving. Nah, you better learn, pull up lane. Because ladies, you've won, but you've lost. Next thing, ladies, we're going to get into this subject next week. The main reason why you're in the position you are is because how many times when I'm talking to a woman and I'm talking about her relationship past or whatever she wants, and she's talking about some of the errors she's made in life, and what do women often say? Well, I was young and dumb, da-da-da-da-da. And what do they often say? What do they say, ladies and gentlemen? Ain't nobody what? Ain't nobody what? Ain't nobody perfect. Shout out to Luke Casely. Interesting how single women always want to make the holidays themselves a special name. There you go. See, how many times do you hear women talk about, Luke Casely is a stream sponsor so far. Oh, we got to start. Can't wait to get those new graphics up. The stream sponsor is going to be down right here in a big GIF. But here's the thing. How many times do you hear women say, ain't nobody perfect, nobody's perfect, ain't nobody perfect? But see, ladies, if nobody's perfect, why do you expect men to be that way? Why do women often expect men to be perfect and y'all can be flawed? I find it hilarious how many women are just like, ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Well, if there's nobody perfect, then why are you all looking for the same 5% of men? You know, shout out to the men who are in the top 10%. If there ain't nobody perfect, then why are you ladies all looking for the same 5% of men? Why are so many women who are in the middle? I'll go back to the video. The 36-year-old stripper who wanted to be a luxury housewife. Then they had the other woman who was 36 from the nurse, and her father was a truck driver or whatever, middle class. But I don't deny myself. I don't like to say no to myself. I don't like to deny myself anything. It's like, where are we getting so many? Where are average people, average women getting these luxury tastes? Champagne taste on a beer budget. And the thing is, men are supposed to bring the champagne. But the funny thing is, you expect men to be champagne and you're all right with being beer. And you act like champagne, they have to be Dom Perignon to be for you. That means a man has to be damn near perfect. And you're not. You're not even average at best. A lot of women aren't even average at best, and they expect men to be damn near perfect. Am I missing something? I mean, did I make something up?
And look at you. You're average at best.
I mean, am I overstating the case? It is my contention that you're going to see a shit ton of women out on Galentine's Day and alone for Valentine's Day, not because they're not men out here in the marketplace looking for relationships and situationships. It is my contention that so many women are going to be alone because you think you should get more than you are. To that end, I want to talk to women on two fronts tonight. Shoot your shot, ladies. Let's practice shooting your shot. I did this before, I'm going to do it again. If you want to be a woman that's going to be proactive and get out here this Valentine's Day weekend, because there are going to be single people out moving. I've talked about this before. I'll tell you the story again. Back in the day, long time ago, Valentine's Day rolled around. And I said, you know what? I don't have a Valentine this year. So I called up a few of my frat brothers and I said, hey, man, this is before mobile phones. This is back when we still had pagers. This is a long time ago. Hey, man, why don't y'all slide out here? We're gonna order some appetizers, order some food, some sandwiches or whatever. We're gonna get in and play some John Madden football, watch some movies, drink a little bit, bust some spades, just chill. We're gonna have an anti-Valentine's Day party, man. Fuck it, I don't have one, you don't have one. And then, I'm not gonna say anybody's name, they're like, cool. You mind if I call so-and-so and so-and-so? Yeah, it don't have to just be a frat thing, cool. All right, bet. And what about can we bring this girl and that girl? Because there were some women and we kind of hung around. Don't tell that story yet. But anyway, it was like, okay, cool. I was expecting 4, maybe 6 people to show up. I get a call about 3 hours later. And they're like, hey, man, because you can't call from the phone. From the car. They had once they was on the road, they were there. And it was every bit of a 45-minute drive. So I get a call. Hey, man, it's me. Buzz us in. Because I didn't give people my gate code. So I buzzed them in and went, and it opened the gate. And I'm like, okay, cool, bet. And I walk out, and what happened? It took a while. I'm like, where are these folks at? I buzzed in. It should only take you normally a few minutes to get up. It took about half as much time too long. I'm like, where are these people at? So I went outside and I looked around like, he's like, hey man, where can we park? I'm like, what do you mean where can we park? Man, pick a parking space. Now where can we park? I looked that way and it was 8 car loads of people. I had an apartment. I was expecting 4, maybe 6 people in a 1-bedroom apartment. There was every bit of 50 plus folks. Now, luckily, it was Houston. Because if it was someplace else, it would have been a problem. Why is it luckily? Because it was Houston? Because it doesn't get that cold in Houston. So everybody crammed into the apartment. We had people out on the patio. We had people downstairs. The pool was closed, but they still had a little pool area. I'm like, it turned into a show enough block party. People was running back and forth to, what was this, 7-Eleven or was it Circle K? The convenience store. We ran out of food. They had to go get ice, and it was so much damn fun. I hadn't had that much fun at a party because usually parties were kind of stuffy affairs, but everybody there didn't have a Valentine, and everybody was on some fuck Valentine's Day kind of thing. You know what happened? This is back in Cisco was still on the market. That's how long ago this was. The drink Cisco. Woo. We played dominoes, we played spades, had a good time. Of course, people started sliding it and dipping out. People was hooking up. That was a good time, an anti-Valentine's Day party. Because that was people being proactive about a situation that they didn't like. But the goal was people started, some relationships actually came out of that. One marriage came out of it, as a matter of fact. But Galentine's Day is not that. Galentine's Day is an acceptance of buy a dog and die alone. How is Galentine's Day going to help you, ladies? I don't know. Valentine's Day is for chicks who he says Galentine's Day. He says Galentine's Day is for chicks who fail at being cooperative with men. I thought you said Galentine's Day. Bro, chill. I'm telling you, man, that was some crazy stuff. And of course, it was my house. So, my bathroom was jacked up. Why? It was jacked up because, if you have 50 people in your bathroom, man, it's just going to be a bad day. But I learned a valuable lesson. Let's get to it. Let's open the call line and we can see what's going to happen. Ladies, are you going to holla, 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 holla? What you gonna do? Shoot your shot, or what's the plan? Because if you don't shoot your shot or learn how, what's the alternative, ladies? What's the alternative? Because I'm always curious to hear how women at this point who have been unsuccessful in securing a man of value for the long term feel like they don't have to think that they should have to do nothing other than quote unquote put themselves out there and quote unquote make themselves more available. That's what a lot of women really feel like they should have to do. That's all they feel like they should have to do. Put themselves out there and make themselves more available. So a man still has to do everything like he always has. And what's he gonna get? Leftover McRib. Coming right back. 5. This is where you take your shot, ladies. What are we going to do? What are you ladies planning on doing? Because we're talking about self-awareness is sexy. How do you plan on separating yourself from the pack? Because it's my belief that if you women don't decide to change your ways, men aren't going to sit around and wait for you. Men aren't going to sit around and wait for you because what I'm finding is so many men are tired of hearing the same old song and dance. I didn't know no better. I didn't get taught. I didn't learn. Modern women act like you want men to work with you. You act like you want men to be understanding that you weren't taught this stuff. And it is my position that they should not. Modern men have had to overcome in a sexual marketplace that's unfair to average men. So to the victor go the spoils. No one work with these guys. Gentlemen, don't lower your price. Do not lower your price. And here's a question, ladies. What are you willing to give up on? What are you willing to give up on in order to get what you want? Are you willing to get, okay, how many women are willing to give up on strict monogamy? How many of you ladies are willing to give up strict monogamy in order to have a lifetime relationship? We got to have a conversation. Are you willing to give up strict monogamy? Are you willing to move? Because I said, are you willing to, but see, the moving thing is what happens when you find a man of value. What are you willing to give up? Oh, it's also part of my Patreon. Let's talk about Patreon. What's going on Patreon is becoming what I call the family. Patreon is the family. And Patreon is not a place to go to get a shit ton of additional content. It's like what I'm doing with Patreon is what I'm doing with what I did on Facebook with my group, The Mix. It's the behind the scenes it's the behind the scenes group of like-minded men and women to where it's a collaborative effort. You want to join Patreon, especially if you want to have an interactive 2021. My patrons, we're going to be having meetings around the country. We're going to be doing weekends. The first one we're going to do, we're going to do one, I'm going to announce this, we're going to do one in Boston. And it's my hope is to do one every 4 to 6 weeks, every 4 to 6 weeks. And in the cities we go to, there's going to be an elected patron ambassador. And we're going to do it's not going to be, we're just going to go sit down at dinner. No. It's going to be a fully interactive weekend. Talking about historical, going to art museums, the historical trips. There will be a dinner, murder mystery dinners, survival rooms. I've said it, I want to end up going, I don't ski, but I do want to go skiing. Oh yeah. This year is about self-awareness is sexy, separation, and balance. And to the separation, this is where you go to build a network. Don't come to Patreon don't come to Patreon with that bullshit. Leave the bullshit and the gender war out there. And on Patreon, we have, I'm telling you, some beautiful women over there and some men that got their shit together. And I've seen what's going on in the mix. There are 15,000 people waiting to get into the mix. And here's what is not going to happen. You can't just decide, oh, I heard we're having an event coming up in Boston, and then you just decide to join Patreon. No. In order to go to the event, we're going to have to need to know a little bit about you. This is not going to just be someplace where everybody can go. Number one, number two, people have asked me about these events. There are going to be many things happening this year. But if you want to be at the foundation, at the base of it all, you need to become a patron to support this movement. And if you can't, and here's the reality: if you can't afford to be a patron, you ain't gonna be able to afford to do the stuff we're talking about anyway. Um, More on that later. Patreon is gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. All right. So yeah. So like, let's say we go to Boston. I picked Boston because you have the academic circle up there. You have American history up there. There's a lot of stuff that people who are like from the Midwest and the West Coast. These are new states. Over there, it's been around since the 13 colonies. Get to see a lot of stuff. If you got your passport, be on deck as well. Ladies, the call line is open. You can call in with your questions. Because we have to get to a point to now where we're asking you women to make a choice. Let me talk about separation. As men, we talk about separation. And that's going to have to be a separation between where you are and where you want to get to. And understand, everybody ain't going to be able to make it with you. Look, you cannot go where you need to go if you have to talk to the passengers about how you're driving there. One of the worst things to do is have a destination you're trying to get to, and you got to keep everybody, I'm going this way, I'm going that way, I'm this, I'm that. You got to keep explaining stuff. If they don't know where you're going, they don't need to be going with you. Because there are many people who will want to go with you to the destination, but they'll want you to do all the driving. No. You got to drive yourself, and you need to find other people going your way. Now, this is a real hard thing for a lot of people to learn, because especially in our community, we got this whole hive mentality where you got to have to learn how to detach with love. I love every level of life I've been at, and I don't feel like I'm too good for anything. But in order to live life on your purpose, you're going to have to evolve. You're going to have to evolve. This year is about evolution, self-awareness is sexy, separation and balance. We could just call it evolution. You're going to have to evolve as men and evolve as women. And to that end, it's going to be uncomfortable. I've had to cut people in my life. I cut people. I look at my interactions, relationships often with folks. But I'm in a point right now to where you have to strike while the iron is hot. You have to do what you need to do. And you need to also be in a position to where you can travel efficiently. Travel light, travel efficient. Now, Ashley, your camera's dark. I need to see what you're doing. You don't have to be on screen, Ashley, but I need to see your face. Same thing for iPhone. It says ladies only. It's not men's week. Thank you. See, one of the things, especially for Black folks, stop having success guilt. People, no other group of people, no other race of folks try to make people who have become successful feel guilty. People will always try to tell you who you are, where you been, you ain't this, you ain't that. And you can spend your time trying to change those people's minds, trying to get them on your side, but you got to ask yourself, why are you going to explain to someone in third grade what it's like to be in college? Or when somebody's in sixth grade or ninth grade, what it's like in college? That doesn't mean you're better than them. That just means you have a different understanding. If you have a different understanding and a different path, you have to move. Because there's nothing you can do to explain to somebody who's stuck in ninth grade when you're second year of college that's going to get them to change their mind. All it's going to do is going to take your valuable time and energy. And to this end, this is where women need to understand how men think and operate. Ladies, if all you bring is
vaginas are great.
Let's be honest. Most women think all they have to do is bring their body to the table. I'm gonna tell you, I've listened to a lot of things. It's funny, I listen to a lot of things. I don't listen to nearly the things people think I do. I listen to a lot of things, and what I hear consistently is women think that just me, I'm good enough. As a man, you got to get out here and become a top 10% man, and you have to do all these other things. Ladies, if we took away your sexuality, if we took away sex, why would a man pick you? What use do you have to a man besides sex? And see, a lot of women get upset when you have to ask these questions, but then you ask a woman, what do you bring to the table? And watch a woman start categorizing herself as a series of wholes. Shout out to Patrice O'Neal. This is, like I said, this stuff is not new, but the problem is the way people are looking at stuff is new. I talked about 1099 girlfriends, contract girlfriends. Hey man, some of y'all better start thinking about this, living apart together, 1099 contract girlfriend, sharing your man, because what are your deal breakers? And here's the funny thing. So many women believe that they are going to be the exception. Oh, I understand. How many times have I talked to women? Oh, I get the concept, but for me, I could never do that. Okay. What are your deal breakers? Friday the 13th, February 13th sounds like women who low-key really like women. No. See, we got to get past that, especially women who like women. I don't want to wade too deep into that one. It's just most women are creatures of comfort. Women like security, and comfort is security. They're comfortable with their lady friends. They're comfortable talking about what they talk about. This is why women often say what they want in a man, and they begin to describe a woman. Women will begin to describe the things they want in a man, and they will describe another female. They want a man that has female software as far as how he relates to her, but provides like a man. Ooh, y'all want to talk about a controversial topic? Especially women who fit into that adjustable 6. If you're pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous, I got a question for you. If you're pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous, how can you have long-term gay best friends and you can't keep a man? No shot at the gay guys. But this is something that heterosexual black men have been seeing. Black women, you like gay black men. You speak the black men that black women tend to speak positively about is gay black men. Y'all love gay black men. And to that end, should it be hard to fathom while heterosexual black men can look at gay black men with a degree of jealousy and say, you know what? Why don't y'all treat these black men over here who want relationships with you with the same kind of affection, adoration, and respect that you have for these guys. So now understand the context I'm talking about, because I don't want to, and the moderators look at the chat room, because I don't want a bunch of homophobic or a bunch of bullshit in the chat room about this. If moderators, if you see that, remove the comment and time them out. We don't do that shit over here. Unmute yourself. But it is a question that we got to start asking. It seems to me, unmute yourself, Gabrielle. It seems to me that the only men that pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous black women listen to are gay men. I don't say the only men, but it seems to be, I see it often. Am I missing something? Hey, Gabrielle, how are you doing? Good. How old are you? All right. Well, what are we talking about? What do you got for me? Well, I asked, did you have a question? Are you single or are you married?
I'm married.
Any children?
I've got 3.
Okay. So the question I have on the floor, I'm asking you, have you seen this phenomenon where you see college educated, professional women who are cute, pretty, beautiful, and or gorgeous, and they always seem to have like a gay best friend, like a gay friend they get like guy advice from? Have you seen this phenomenon?
Yeah.
Do you think it's widespread?
I think everybody nowadays has a best friend, and it's, I don't know, it's probably like what, hit or miss. Some of them are guys that are gay and some aren't. So I guess you could say yes.
Well, I mean, and understand, I saw this before I moved to Atlanta. Atlanta's not just a thing, but go ahead. And what state do you live in?
Texas.
What part of Texas?
Dallas area.
Oh, okay. And you've been married how long?
5 years.
5 years and 3 kids. At 27?
Yep.
27?
Yep.
So you've been off the market for a while, though.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm trying to understand where women who are in the dating marketplace are going. Married women with kids, y'all got a different dynamic. So that's why I was saying,
We do.
Add to the conversation, because no disrespect, our worlds are completely different. So it doesn't surprise me that you don't see a lot of things that we see.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, I mean, yeah, I'm a little far removed. I've been married for a while, so it is a little bit different for me.
Okay. All right. Well, let me let you fall back for a minute. And the reason I'm asking this conversation, and the reason I'm asking this question, is if you can get along with gay black men, if gay black men can do your hair, or whatever they do, because you hear a lot of this in hairstyling and stylists, and I've seen it in my industry. It's like, well, then why can't you get along with guys over here? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, sometimes married folks just want to be a part of the conversation. And somebody asked about that too. Do you have to be single to be in Patreon? No. The events aren't, because somebody in Patreon asked me, could they bring their spouse? If your spouse wants to join Patreon is going to be a community, an online community. And see, we're going to have to start having conversations about these things. And I would say to black men, this is also a challenge you're going to have. This is why we need our own media, to put out our own narrative and our own standpoint to counterbalance the dominant narrative. Because if you don't like the way it's represented, you can't say shit if you ain't doing something about it. No, you can't come in. No, nope. You got to have your cameras on. We got 4 or 5 people in there, but your camera's not on, so I'm not going to bring you in. You say you love that question. Okay. Why they need a favor? They love us. I don't know. This is a community, true. The members on YouTube are a community, and you guys have impact because, like, I post up on the community tab page for members only. But most people are members here and Patreon because membership over here gives you the ability to interact during the videos. But over on Patreon is the stuff that's going to be coming forward, the behind the scenes stuff. And as community grows more, see what Patreon initially kind of got marketed to a lot of people on Black YouTube is a place where you go get extra content. And that's not what Patreon is for. It really isn't. Patreon is supposed to be to help content creators continue to create the content they're doing. Like Leonardo da Vinci, he had patrons. People just didn't pay him for a painting. They said, all right, we're going to pay to bring you to Florence and you just create whatever. So a lot of times people join Patreon and they want to get exclusive behind the scene content, which can come, but as a content creator and a business owner, you only have so much content you can make. But I think I'm going to use mine as going to be much more of a community. And membership has its privileges, and you want to get in on the ground level. Because when it becomes a thing that everybody's talking about, everybody's wanting to get into, there's going to be a surge towards the end or towards the middle. When we come back from our first event and people start taking pictures, posting on Instagram, then people can be like, oh, I want to go to the next one. All right, well, you got to get in line behind the people who are already here. Because obviously it's going to be limited space on the events and there has to be a selection criteria. Luke Casey makes a point. She says, a lot of the guys you're talking about are the ones telling them, yes, girl, you go, girl, and manifesting. Okay. All right. So so it's been said that they tell women what they want to hear. Tell them, yes, you can do it, and manifesting. Yeah. I think you're onto something, Lou, because that manifest madness stuff. Hello, how are you? You're on. How are you? I can't hear you. Your microphone is on, but I can't hear you. Check your microphone. So, look. You make a good point, Lou. To women, how does somebody, I'm still waiting for you to tune in, ma'am. Your audio's not connected. Hello? Let me talk. Somebody telling you what you want to hear does not help you. Somebody telling you what you want to hear all the time, how is that any different than you go to the doctor and you got diabetes and he tells you, oh yeah, keep eating sugar and stop exercising and eating fat. Go girl, you can manifest better health. Okay, you turned off your camera. How is that helping you? But let me say it another way. If black men, how about this? Let's play devil's advocate. If black men, I don't want to say talk to you, what would black men have to do to get the same kind of loving treatment that you give to your black male gay friends? I guess that's the best way to put it. What will black men need to do to get the same kind of loving treatment you give your gay male friends? Because understand something, public displays of affection, I know women who would die, will openly tell you they'll catch a fade for one of their gay friends. But you talk about write a love letter to their man, oh no. They hug on them, they kiss on them. It's like, okay, well, why don't you do that with your boyfriend? And guys, this is not something new. Kenneth Hawkins says, for real though. Let's see, it's the same mentality with male. It's the same mentality with male best friend, friends on men. It's a male emotional tether that you don't have to commit to. Okay, that's tethers. Let me put that up there. I think that's a good point. Joshua says this. It's a mentality. Okay. With male best friends. The male you don't have to commit to. Yeah, I can see that. But I think it goes a little bit deeper than that though, because I'm not gonna lie. In New York, there were women who were asking their gay friends to actually donate genetic material to artificial insemination. So we get it. We get it that the men are there to be a tether, but I think it's a little bit more than that. Because these women still have men in the friend zone. These women still tend to be having relationship with men, but they give this man their affection. This man doesn't get that affection. Am I not? I don't know if I'm phrasing this or wording this correctly. Jared said we just talked about that. Heterosexual men have been demonized. Well, we know that heterosexual men have been demonized, but the question is not about heterosexual men. The question is, what would need to happen for them to treat black men the same level of love and reverence? That's the fundamental question. Not why, not how. What would need to happen to get mirrored positive treatment for the kind of men you say you want to be in a relationship with for a lifetime? That's the only question I'm looking to answer. So when we start going all the way around, how it happened and who shot John. Here's what I'm gonna do. All right. You need a production assistant? No, we just need people to follow instructions. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Follow instructions. But unfortunately, because you have to be cautious of what you put online, folks. See, what folks who watch the show, you don't realize when you run a live stream, you have to be doubly cautious of what happens because people are crazy these days. So It's not a production assistant. It's people need to follow instructions. Because if you just let people in, next thing you know, you lose your entire channel. So, yeah. So I'm about you, Cassidy, because you won't connect your enter studio. There we go. And we're gonna do this, and we're gonna add this. We're gonna add both of these. I'm gonna do StreamYard and I'm going to do Zoom. Marley, you need to unmute yourself. Excuse me? How old are you? 23. All right. So, was that your picture? All right. What do you got for me? Well, okay. You've never partook in Valentine's Day? Okay. Galentine's Day or Valentine's Day? Okay, well, so do you, okay, so what I'm trying to understand is, okay, you've never participated in Valentine's Day. It's a new concept. Do you have anything you want to add to the topic? Because if you're engaged,
Um,
go-
yeah, I
you,
guess that I'm curious why this particularly is a point that
come on now.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out a way to word my thoughts on this one.
What's the question?
I had a thought. I'm sorry.
All right, all righty. Hello.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Were you just on camera? Yeah, that's okay. You can. Okay, how are you? I'm good. How old are you?
27 going on 28.
27 going on 28. All right, so we're talking about Galentine's Day and things like that. What's going on? Or are you here to do the holla, 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 holla? Which one is that?
I did have a question for you, but I can definitely give my feedback on what I think on Galentine's Day. I'm currently in a relationship and I still try to make time to, spend time with my friends. Like this evening, I went to dinner with a friend of mine. I don't think there's anything, wrong with that. I don't think that should be your main focus. I don't think I do things in the same way that other women do, like go all out. Maybe it's just like a hanging out with friends for the weekend. But that's really like my limit
So hang
there.
out with friends for the weekend?
Like for on Valentine's Day weekend, right? Maybe have dinner with some friends, that sort of thing. But nothing that's like specific as like, this is my, friend Valentine or something like that.
Is your boyfriend in the same city?
Yes, he is.
How long you been together?
3 years.
What's the outcome you want?
That's actually wanted to get your opinion on. So I would like to get married. I think you would refer to him as a Henry. So he's a high earner, not yet rich or whatever the phrase is there. And
How old is
would
he?
definitely love, he is 28.
Okay. Does he want to marry you?
I mean, he's expressed interest, but I'm not, 100% sure on his thinking and you know exactly what his timeline is.
What? He's expressed interest. What does that mean?
I mean, we've discussed marriage. We've discussed rings and looked at different styles of rings.
What state do you live in?
I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
If a man wanted to propose marriage to you, what would he have to do?
Buy a ring and propose.
Yeah. Can he buy a ring?
He is not, to my knowledge.
Does he make enough money to buy you an engagement?
I believe so. I don't know his exact income, but I believe.
You just said that he's a Henry.
Yes. I mean, I think he could afford a ring. Yes.
See, I'm asking you questions that are uncomfortable because you don't want to say the answer that is pretty obvious.
Okay. So what is your advice in this situation?
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
What's gonna get any better? You gonna sex him better in year 4 than you did in year 2?
I guess not. I guess there's not.
What are you gonna do? What's gonna happen significantly in year 3 or 4 or 5 that didn't happen in year 2 or 3 that's gonna push him over the finish line?
I think maybe advancements in his own career could potentially.
Mm-hmm. Advancement in his own career. What does one have to do with the other?
I think he's very focused on his career right now, and that's, you know, more important to him than a relationship.
No. He just doesn't want to marry you.
Damn. Okay, then.
He just doesn't want to marry you because I guarantee you, you know, are people. What is it? What is his career vertical? His industry?
He works in client relations and tech companies.
A tech company, client relations. Are any of his colleagues married?
Yes, I believe so.
So apparently he's not, you know, cleaning out sarlacc bellies or something. He's doing something that human beings can do, and somehow seem to marry other human beings and go off and make, you know, things called families.
Mm-hmm.
See, my question is, why do you ladies sit down and look at a situation that's staring you obviously in the face and lie to yourself? 3 years?
Yes, 3 years.
What does your father say about him?
I haven't really particularly asked his input. I mean, he likes him, but he hasn't really, you know, said anything specific as to.
You guys live together?
No, we don't.
Your mother and father married?
My parents are not married.
So your father is all right with you taking 3 years and don't know?
I don't know if he's okay with that. I've never asked.
But if you had a daughter, would you be all right if she was involved with somebody for 3 of her prime years and she gave me the answers you gave me?
I guess not. I think,
ma'am, don't make it personal. If you had a daughter and she had 3 of her most prime years and you asked about a subject like marriage, you said you want to get married. And I said, all right, does he want to get married? You said, I don't know.
So I know he does want to get married. I do know that for sure.
He doesn't want to marry you.
Oh, well.
I don't know is a 3-month conversation, not 3 year.
Okay, fair.
There is nothing stopping him from, if he proposed to you, would you accept?
Yes.
Then there is nothing French toast stopping him.
Okay. So what age are men typically ready for marriage?
We're not talking about men. We're talking about your man. My question is, why are you in this dead end relationship if you want to get married?
He's expressed that he does want to get married.
To whom?
To me.
And what has he said the holdup is?
I mean, we've gone ring shopping, if that adds any context.
It doesn't.
Okay.
But let's talk about it. When did you go ring? How long ago did you go ring shopping?
Recently, like a couple of months ago.
Couple of months ago. Well, couple of months. Couple with women can be 2 or it can be 10.
It was maybe around November, December, so very recent. And he also is working on his MBA right now, and he's expressed that he wants to.
Well, I don't give a shit about
finish
any.
that.
I don't care about any of that. I asked her, his colleagues. See,
So you think he's BSing me with what he's
I'm
saying?
just wondering why. Okay, why are his colleagues not married and they're not, and their wives? I'm saying he's BSing you. I'm saying you bullshitting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Why would
So
you?
some of his colleagues are a bit older than him.
Why would you give a man 3 years of your life and not know where it's going?
Well, because he's expressed interest in wanting to get married, and I think in terms of his colleagues,
Okay, if I express interest, would you come work for me? Would you come work for me if I expressed interest in wanting to pay you and never fucking paid you?
Okay.
The answer, no, that's not okay. That's not one of the options wasn't okay. Would you come to work for me if I expressed interest in wanting you to work for me, and you came to work, and I expressed interest in wanting to pay you, but I never paid you? Would you continue to show up and work?
No.
Then what are you talking about?
So may I ask you a question?
Sunken cost fallacy, people. Sunken cost fallacy. Women like this have sunk so much cost into a dead-end situation that they're grasping at straws to try to make a round peg fit into a square hole. His career, his education is this and that. She came in saying he's a Henry. That means he's earning more than the average person. He can carry his ass down to any place to buy you a ring that you would accept and you would accept. That's all that we need to know.
So how long after ring shopping should I give him the opportunity to propose?
Stand it. Stand it. Just ride it out. Wait till he finishes his MBA and gets situated in his career. Because he doesn't need to do anything. You're already on board. So stay. So now my question is, what have you required? No, you muted yourself. What have you required?
I guess I haven't required enough. I think I've also been working on my career. I don't think, if he would have proposed a year ago, that I would have been necessarily ready. And I think personally,
what do you do for a living?
I work in tech as well.
You work in tech?
Yeah, I do similar work. I do client implementations in tech.
Do you want children?
I do.
How many?
2.
After you're married and pregnant with the first child, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills?
I don't mind contributing to the household.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. What was the question I asked?
if I would pay significant bills.
That's not what I asked. I said, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills?
In a perfect world, no.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills? Don't give me the
No.
fluff. Thank you. I get really upset with you ladies because when you ladies start using a lot of words, you're starting to bullshit. Just know that we know that. You've been, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You ladies, y'all been doing this for so long. No, you don't want to have to work to pay significant. What percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime? Do you want your children to be able to attend college if they want to?
Yes.
Do you want to be able to pay for those children to attend college?
Yes.
Do you want to travel domestically and internationally with your family?
Yes.
How much would a man need to make? How much would a family need to make to have two children and to live that kind of lifestyle in Atlanta?
In Atlanta, maybe about 400,000.
What percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime?
I think I'd be okay with about 20%.
20%. 20%. The 20%.
Yep. 20% would be okay with me.
Uh-huh. So what percentage of men make $320,000 or more?
I'd say very little, maybe less than 5%.
Mm-hmm. And what age are these men typically?
Late 30s, older.
What is late 30s?
Maybe about 38 and beyond.
Give me a 10-year time frame.
For the range of
$320,000 or more. Give me a 10-year window.
I'd say about 38 to 48.
45 to 55.
Oh, okay.
And you're with a man who's 28.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers don't work.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? You're a tech person, right? You're supposed to be logical. The numbers don't work.
Mm-hmm. From a logical perspective, I think that's part of the reason why he wants to advance more in his career so he can make sure his family's more secure.
You keep talking about him. I'm talking about you.
Okay. I think for me, while in a perfect world, I don't want to have to contribute significantly. I'm okay with doing so. I think my career, if I continue on the path that I'm on, will continue to advance and I'll be, comfortable
Ma'am, do you
in
want to
life.
be a career woman or a mother?
I think it's possible to be both.
Yeah, that's the fucking problem now, isn't it?
I work with women who do both, so.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem right there. It's possible to do both. Okay. It's possible to do both. Okay. You work with women who do both. Are they your age?
A little bit older, maybe early 30s, maybe
Right.
31 to 34-ish.
How long have they been married?
A lot of them maybe got married in their late 20s, maybe around 27 to 28 is when they got married.
Are they black or not black?
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of black women in tech. So most
Yeah. How many of these people are making $400,000 total?
I don't know what their husbands make if we're combining, but for them, maybe these women make about, these are older women more advanced in their careers, maybe about $150 a year.
The numbers still don't work. They got married younger. Their husbands most non-black women marry their husbands out of college and they build.
Okay.
But I ask you what you want because you are good at the bullshit, but the reality is you want a lifestyle. But your career How many hours a week are you going to be dedicating to this career to advance?
I guess quite a bit.
I don't know, ma'am. Do me a favor.
Hmm.
I'm talking to somebody in tech. I need numbers. I don't need quite a bit because I'm going to ask you a follow-up question.
Okay. Well, if we are adding in the average that I work a week plus what it would take for, outside advancement opportunities, maybe about 50 hours a week total.
50 to advance.
Mhm.
Over a period of how many years?
I guess if I wanted to continue advancing, that would be never ending.
You keep talking about your career. See, a career is something that advances.
Mm-hmm.
50
Well, I
hours
don't
is
imagine.
50 hours is a 10-hour day.
Yeah.
So that's already 8 to 6. It's already 8 to 6. Who's going to raise your children?
Good question. I guess we would have to rely on help.
You're a corporate woman. You can do both. Who's going to raise the kids?
We would rely on help from family,
No.
grandparents.
No. Fuck that. You made the babies. They're yours. It's yours and your husband's. Why should your family have to come do that? They got their own lives. So tell me how you can advance in your career and tell me how you can be Superwoman and have it all. I'm dying to hear this.
Honestly, I'm fine with staying where I am in my career, not advancing.
But you're the one that keeps saying you want my career. And do you want to? That's why I say women talk this career stuff. At the end of the day, you'd only want to contribute 20% to the household. That ain't no career. That's a job. If somebody wants to, I would love to have a man sit down and say, I want to have a career and contribute 20% to a household. Women would laugh him off the program. I don't care what you call it. 20% is all you want to be responsible for.
Okay. From a logistical perspective, if I were to contribute 25% to my household without any efforts towards advancement, I could do that as of now. If I wanted my husband, if I wanted our total family household.
Talk to us like we're 4 years old. Just make it simple. And just not to be, just talk to us as a simple. Because, ma'am, balance.
Mm-hmm.
You have a job, or you have a career now that you can do as a single woman.
Mm-hmm.
And you're how old again? 27?
Yes.
Do you go out like you used to go out in your early 20s?
No.
Because you're tired.
I guess so. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
and it only gets worse. The older you get, the more tired you get. Have you ever babysat an infant?
Yes.
For a period of how long?
A few days.
Uh-huh. Were you ready to get a kid back?
No, he was okay.
Yeah, for 2 days, it's always good. What about 30? It never stops, man. It never stops. So you ladies talk this career stuff, and you're already starting to get more tired than you were in your early 20s. Because you should already be having your kids. Because when you hit 30, you're going to be more tired than you are at 27. The career only becomes more demanding the longer you've been in it. Something has to give. And at the end of the day, what we did here is you don't want to be a 50-50 partner, so you're going to have a man who's making enough to be able to provide for you and 2 kids to have an upper class lifestyle. Because you want to be able to pay for kids' college and travel internationally. That's upper class. That's $1 million worth of kids you want to have. And that ain't a 28-year-old man. This is why I'm saying we don't think logically about relationships. You pick guys you pick what you like. Now, you have a choice. What do other groups do? They decrease their standard of living. You don't see Marisol, Mylene, Becky, and Jamila trying to get with a 24-year-old, 25-year-old guy and hope he's a partner at a law firm. They accept him while he's in grad school or when he's in med school, and they live in an apartment on their budget.
I accept him while he's in grad school, and I'm fine with what.
But you're not his wife. It doesn't matter. He doesn't want. Okay. He hasn't chosen to marry you. He doesn't want to marry you. If he wanted to marry you, what's the holdup? There's nothing holding you up. If you were okay, here's a hardcore question. You ready? Hold on. This is gonna hurt. Hold on. This is gonna hurt. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you were not black, do you think you'd be married by now? With this relationship you have, would y'all be married by now?
From a statistical standpoint, yes.
We delay. We don't do. We pick wrong. He doesn't want to. And when you said you weren't always ready, so I'm not just putting it off on him. You said if you tried a year ago, I wasn't ready. And all I'm saying is you weren't ready for what? This career only contribute 20% to? Then there's nothing to be delaying on. That's why I wanted to have people hear this conversation. She said that if he'd asked me to marry him a year ago, I wouldn't have been ready. Why? Because of my career. And that the outcome, the ultimate outcome, you only want to contribute 20%.
It wasn't just because of my career. I think also like my emotional maturity needed to kind of expand a bit.
Okay, well, whatever it was, okay, granted. But the problem is still the same. The older you go, the more you start to demand, but the more you start to want.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If I wake up tomorrow and I say, okay, I'm going to leave him, what should my game plan be?
No. We've already been 15. And I'm not going to answer all your questions. You got a job, book a session. What the hell you think this is? That's not what this is. I'm teaching my audience. I'm not fixing your shit.
Okay, I'm just the example. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Well, because you're trying to direct me. Do you ask him these direct fucking questions?
Yes, I'm very direct.
And what does he do? Nothing, because you're still there. I asked you, does he want to marry you? And if you ask him these direct questions, have you asked him, do you want to marry me?
Yes.
And what did he say?
Yes.
And then what was the follow-up question?
I asked, what was it going to take for us to get to a point of marriage?
And what did he say?
What is it? He said that he needed to finish his MBA. He wanted to advance his career, secure a different job after completing his MBA that would be more of what he wants financially. And
then what did you say?
I said, well, what's the number? I said, how much do you need to make for us to get married?
And what did he say?
$150,000.
And what did you say?
I said, okay.
No. What the fuck difference does any of that make?
To him, it makes a difference.
No, but to him, because it's bullshit. And to you, you accepted it. What the difference is it going to make? What difference? Does he live in his own place?
Yes.
Do you live in your own place?
Yes.
You save money just by fucking living together. It makes no sense. The math doesn't work. So you can be as direct as you want to. I call bullshit. Why are you asking him anything about marriage? That was the initial trap. I'm waiting. Why are you asking a man about marriage? Why are you having to bring the subject to him?
Because he wasn't providing clarity.
He still ain't provided clarity.
I think his answer is clear, but like you said, it could
Okay,
potentially
guys,
be.
she won't listen. I want you guys to understand. Sign language right here. Shut up. Somebody needs to tell you to shut up, and I'm going to tell you to shut up. Clarity. 3 years into a relationship. I'm sorry. What is it going to take for you to marry me? Ma'am, is there a problem if you have to ask that question?
I suppose so.
You see, that was a yes or no question. And what did she do? I want you guys to go back in this interview, and every time I asked her a direct question that she didn't want to dig into, she deflected. Ma'am, if you had to ask about marriage, is that a problem?
Yes.
Did you get a definitive answer after all your questions and follow-up questions?
His definitive answer was yes, he wants to marry me.
Yes, after he makes $150,000 a year and graduates and has his MBA.
Mm-hmm.
Does he control any of that outside of graduation? Does he control how much money he makes?
No.
Then what if he never makes $150,000? What if he makes $147,500?
Guess I'll be looking like Boo Boo the Fool then.
Well, it'll match what you've been doing. Too smart for your own good. You're not direct enough. But see, I'm telling you, as direct as you've been with me, trying to get what you want, why don't you do that shit with him? It's because you've already decided you want to marry him more than he wants to marry you. That's fine. But this is not okay. And anybody, go look in the chat room afterwards. I'm not looking, but I'm just saying, man. Women, 3 years. 3 years. You know that's too long. And y'all just went ring shopping at Thanksgiving or Christmas. That's too long. So if it doesn't work, you can't blame him. You know why I say that?
Why?
Because you sat there in it. You didn't require any more. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. When you started dating this guy, did you start dating him with the express intention of getting married?
No.
Well, there you go. Not dating on purpose. So now you're just comfortable, and now it's like, well, we've been dating for long. Let's take it to the next level. Most relationships end. And it sounds to me like you're in a situation that should have ended a long time ago. It's run its course. You guys can force this, but what I'm hearing is if you having to ask him about this and that, and he's still, well, I need to get my MBA and graduate and have a house and $150,000 and then go to the moon and climb Mount Kilimanjaro and wrestle a lion and catch a shark, and then I'll be ready. All right. Yeah. So don't be upset. The question is always going to be the same, man. It's always going to be the same thing. Making the wrong decisions is one thing, but you can choose to, it's like you're not ready, he wasn't ready. But you can choose to just say, you know what, are we really going there with this? That doesn't mean you guys got to end on bad terms. I mean, it sounds to me like you didn't necessarily know either. You're an attractive woman.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I hate to see when situations like this sour people when they end up not working out, because and then you go back to the marketplace, and are you going to be as willing to be as malleable with a guy who may be more serious. Women tend, what I've been seeing, this, I'm not saying this is you, what I've seen is modern women don't recover very well from heartbreak. Women back in the day were tougher. Today, women get their heart broken one time, it's generally enough to sour you guys for the rest. Maybe twice. So I would just say revisit this conversation. Well, I don't even say that. I mean, I just think it's off. You should be bringing it up. And let me move you to the side. Ladies, when a man wants to get men decide we want to go get married and look for a wife. The only reason that what men typically don't do is say, "Oh, I've been with you long enough. I guess I better go ahead and marry you." That's not what you want. And see, guys who do this kind of things tend to get all that stuff together, and then when they're ready to go, they pick a different kind of woman. This is why I say date on purpose. And you know, just like I know, if I were to ask you this question, don't answer it. But if I were to ask you this question, knowing today what you know now, will you start dating him again? And the answer would probably be no. And my point is to you women between 18 and 29, those are your most, 25, those are your most prime years. You can't waste those. Not 12 months, certainly not 24 or 36. And if you do waste it, if you do find yourself in something you waste, you got to cut it off. And not deal with this sunken cost thing. So, well, I hope it works out for you, man. I mean, you're here in Atlanta. How old are you?
27.
You don't even put your picture up on here?
No, thank you.
Why? You might be able to find somebody out in the chat room.
No, that's okay. I'll go the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned. How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Dress size?
A size 6.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
150.
Say the old-fashioned way. What's the old-fashioned way?
Meeting people in person at events.
You can still meet somebody. Well, how's that working out for you right now? Don't give me that bullshit.
I'm not trying.
There have been multiple couples in my mixed group that met in several marriages, and they didn't meet in person. They met online.
Men approach me in person.
Okay, but you tell them you got a boyfriend.
Yes.
But that's all you got.
Well, I suppose if I left him tomorrow, they still approach me.
All right, see. When you try to offer somebody some help, you do too much. You're too damn smart for your own good. So you mean to tell me that as a logical person, you don't make room for the possibility that the guy that may be a fit for you may not be in Atlanta?
They could be in a different state. You're right.
Right. And how else are they going to find you? You're okay. Well, see, and what I'm showing is women today want relationships on their terms. This is lazy dating. It's lazy.
I've tried online dating and just had poor experiences.
Uh-huh. All right. Well,
in my experience, the type of men that I like are typically not doing online dating. Like my current boyfriend, I would have never found him on any type of dating site.
You mean the guy that don't want to marry you?
Fair.
Maybe you need to do what the French toast I say and stop doing what the hell don't work.
Okay.
I mean, are you listening to the same conversation?
I'm listening.
In your experience, has your experience got you the outcomes you wanted?
No.
Hello?
No, it has not.
Well, but I want you guys to understand that the need to be right is so strong with our women. Well, in my experience, you mean the shit that don't work? Well, yeah, now that you mention it, it don't work. Okay. Well, I want to meet me the old-fashioned way. Okay, well, all right, man. I'll let it. We'll let it rock out. I tried to help her out. I keep getting folks on here trying to troll. You're gonna have to do better than that. Are you a member in my Patreon?
I listened to your
Are you a
show.
patron member? Yes or no?
No.
God damn, just answer a direct question. Ladies, pay attention. You want to go farther with men? When a man asks you a direct question, give a direct answer. We like that. All right, I tried to help you out. She didn't want me to put it on camera, so you want to give me your IG. So she don't want y'all to hit her up on IG either.
I don't post on Instagram.
So LinkedIn?
No, that seems a little, I don't know, like maybe not that personal. Some men are weird out here, so I'm a little. Atlanta has some interesting characters. I want to protect my.
I'm sorry. See, that's why. See, what I'm showing, guys. What I'm trying to show you is what do I always say? Decisions made in fear, scarcity, and lack. Do you hear any abundance, any optimism? This is a woman who has one-itis. She is fixated on this man, and I don't doubt that you're going to have a conversation. And you're typically women like you strong arm men into marrying them. Because you got your mind made up and this is the way it has to go. It's 1 + 1 = 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. Not 2 + 1, not 4 - 1. It's 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. That's the only fucking way. And women like you end up strong arming guys and you'll get what you want and it won't work. It only has to work one way. Now, how many times have I given her options, possibilities? At the end of the day, you're not getting what you want, but you close down things. And here's the thing. You get what you get. Men in Atlanta are this, men in Atlanta. You don't know shit. You just know that what you've done ain't work. You ever been in a car accident?
Yes.
Have you ever been driving and was in a car accident?
Yes.
Oh shit, well, cars is unreliable. Cars get in an accident. When was the last time you drove a car?
Today.
Huh, right, right. Thank you. So they don't use the same logic nowhere else. They don't use the same logic nowhere else. It's always, hear me and hear me well, women. If you're a lazy dater, if you're a cautious dater, if you're a timid dater, prepare to die alone. It ain't enough to be cute. It ain't enough to have a nice figure, a pretty smile, great wop. It won't work in 2022. It's not 1930. You can't keep pulling this bullshit. You're going to get out hustled. Simple as that. You're going to get out hustled. And then when it does happen, you'll be like, well, why didn't it happen for me? Well, because you wanted it, you wanted what you wanted, how you wanted it, based upon how you've had it. That's lazy. Oh, hey, if you're going to try to troll, go ahead and do what you're going to do. No one can see you. No one can hear you. So, let's go ahead and do what you're going to do so we can go ahead and get you up out of here. It's funny. People think they're going to just troll me. So let's make money off the troll. Where your mama at? You tell her I'm coming by after I finish work. Tell your mama I'm coming by after I finish work. And I like my fried bologna. Last time she fucked up my bologna sandwich. Look, tell your mama I like the bologna with the red around the sides. And the last time when it bubbled up, she did not cut the shit down the middle and it got all hot and steamy. I want her to cut it down the middle so it gets brown on both sides. You don't have to tell your mama this no more. Make him famous. I ain't gonna make him famous. I'm just let him sit there and be stupid. I'm gonna let him draw up bandwidth. Oh, look! I'm trying to call into the Kevin Samuels show. I want to flash a picture up so I can. I want to flash a picture up so I can go over and say, "Look at the picture I flashed up." Come on, man, not gonna work. Not gonna work. So, in all seriousness, ladies, Black women in particular, my challenge to you in 2022 is you're going to have to start getting uncomfortable. You're going to have to start getting uncomfortable when it comes to dating. You're going to have to start getting uncomfortable because the women with the beauty, brains, and business, they're still dating like they're like they don't have to do anything. It's like it should all come to me. It won't. It simply won't. It simply won't. So anyway, we are in overtime Friday. We're going to go a little overtime right now. So the broadcast is officially over. We are in overtime. As I get ready to go out to Miami, let me go ahead and read through some super chats and things like that right now. I haven't done overtime in a minute. Oh, let's do this one. Hello. Unmute you. How are you?
Hi, Godfather. I'm fine. How are you?
I am well. How old are you?
I am 24.
24. All right. What do you got for me? What are we talking about today?
Okay. So, I'm dating somebody that's like 8 years older than me, and I know that I want to get married, and I'm kind of like at this point where I want to know, like, at what point am I wasting my time? Because we've been dating for like about 6 months now. Like, at what point would I be just wasting my time?
How old are you?
24.
And how he said he's 8 years older than you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What, has your father met him?
Yes.
What does your father think about him?
Well, I was in foster care, but my foster father kind of doesn't make comments about the people we're dating, like unless he sees like I guess like signs of abuse, like mental, physical and stuff. So he hasn't really said anything, but he seems like he likes him.
All right. Did you start dating him with the express intent of getting married?
Yes, sir.
All right. And did he start dating you with the same intent?
Of getting married, probably not.
Well, then how does that work? If you started dating him with the express intent of getting married and he did not have the same intent, that's a disconnect right there.
But I mean, don't people like I mean when you first start dating somebody, I personally didn't think like, okay, I want to marry this man. I think like I made that decision like after a couple months of dating.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. Dating is dumb because exactly what you describing happens. You guys decide you start to bond to somebody who does not fit. See, what's supposed to happen is let's just assume you are a wife. Then you should only be dealing with people who want to get married and are looking for wives. You have that conversation in the first conversation.
Well, we've had that conversation. He's proposed to 2 other people before. So he's definitely marriage minded.
No. You're listening to what you're hearing what you want to hear. Did this man start dating you with the express intention that he wanted to get married? And you said no. So everything else doesn't matter. Confirmation bias, you will find a way to make it fit. And you ask me if I'm wasting my time. Why? Yes. If you're a wife, you're wasting your time. But are you a wife?
Um,
No.
Mm-mm.
That's why you.
I'm
That's why
I
you're
would say,
wasting your time. Wives wouldn't waste their time. So that's one thing I can't say definitively. Wives don't waste their time. Wives don't waste their time with men who aren't looking to get married. It's like the other woman. She wasn't a wife. You're not a wife. That's why y'all are content to waste your time, and that's fine. But just know that. So when it ends, you can't blame the man.
so I don't know. Like, I'm still having a disconnect because we've had conversations about marriage and stuff like that, and it's definitely something that he wants. It seems like the conversations that we have about marriage between us is more so a matter of
He doesn't want to marry you. It's like the last lady. Men will talk to you about being married. There's a difference when a man talks about marriage and then a man talks about marrying you.
No, we did talk. No, he has talked about marrying me specifically. He basically has said that.
Are you a wife?
I don't really know. I don't know.
Were you raised to be a wife?
But I have things to
Were
work
you
on.
raised to be a wife?
Excuse me?
Were you raised to be a wife?
No, sir.
Okay. You have any siblings? You said you're in foster care, right?
Yes.
Why do you want to get married?
I want to get married because, for one, I was in foster care with my immediate family, and a lot of my family are married. And then I also want to be married because I'm a single mom, and I now see the importance of having a male figure around my child. I see the importance of having a man in my
Where's your
life.
child's father?
Where is my child's father?
Yep.
Since I decided not to be with him, he is not communicating with me anymore.
How old is your child?
She is 3.
There's all kind of things wrong with this situation.
It is.
You need therapy. You need to get your kid ready for some therapy. And you are not a wife and not ready to be a wife because you just described you want somebody to help you raise their kid. No, ma'am, please don't fight me on this one. You don't want to go where this is going to go. I understand you're a single mother, you're a 3-year-old, but there are red flags all over the place. And I'm telling you, marriage won't fix what's going on here.
Well, I mean, I'm not looking for a stepdaddy per se.
Ma'am, it'll be a goddamn stepdaddy no matter what you want to call it. Your husband would be a stepfather to your child. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. I understand
Thank
that.
you. Then it don't matter. Y'all don't want to call it, but you are. And let me correct you, ma'am. You are looking for a stepdaddy before you're looking for a husband. That's how we look at it. We got to look at that the kid we're taking on cause you're a package deal. He's a stepdaddy first. He's your husband second.
And I don't agree with that.
I don't give a shit if you agree with it. You're not the one that has to take the risk.
Okay.
You got a daughter of a dude that ain't even talking to you. Cool. But that means a man is walking into a jacked up situation. And he has to. And do you want any more kids?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
How many more?
2.
So if a man were to have 2 children with you, every dollar he would spend on the 3 kids, 66 cents of his dollar would go to his 2 kids, and then 33 cents would go to another man's child. How is another man's child an asset for for another man?
I mean, why couldn't I make that same argument since he has a child?
No, ma'am, you can't answer. So you can't see what you can't do is answer a question with the question. The question I asked was, how is another man's child an asset for another man?
The child is not an asset to another man.
So the only way to make it make sense is you got to make another argument. And that's the problem. That's the issue. A stepfather is a bad deal today because they don't get the respect. Number two, you didn't come in saying, I want to come in and support a man in his dreams and desires and what he wants to build in this. You said, I see the importance of having a man around and I want to have somebody. It's all about you and what you need. But what about him? And
Well,
he has to step in. If he marries you, ma'am, your child is a liability. In the way, you don't want to look at it this way, but your child is a liability. Meaning this: if he has $1, if he has $100, are you going to allow him to put $100 onto his kids and zero onto your daughter? Ma'am, don't even make the. Come on now. If he comes back with a pizza. He comes out with a pizza. Comes out with a pizza, and the pizza has 12, and the pizza has 12 slices. He gives 3 to his son, 3 to his daughter. He eat 3, you eat 3, your daughter gets none.
That would be a problem.
Exactly. So he has to provide for your daughter like it's his biological child. True or false?
Yes, sir.
That's not a goddamn deal for any man.
It may not sound like a good deal, but I feel like I'm not just looking for a stepfather. Like I've committed a lot to him within these past couple months. Like I currently work for him. I quit my job to work for him. Like I've been trying my best to I'm very submissive to him. I listen to him and I'm very supportive of everything that he's doing. And when I started to date him, that's when I started to think more realistically about.
The things I'm saying to you fit any single mother. So it's not about you. It's just the fact that I've been a stepfather. Okay, look, it's not a good deal. Okay, if he chooses to take on the responsibility, just understand that it's not what most men would do. And my thing is, if a man is willing to take on the responsibility of another child today, I don't know, man. I hope he gets the reverence he deserves.
I just feel like that's putting me in a box with other people.
Yeah, it's called a baby mama. That's where you are. You're a baby mama. No, that's right. You're in the box. You're in the baby mama box. Yep, you're in the baby mama box. You ain't special. Nope. Y'all all think y'all special. Y'all all think you're special. You pick. Look, man. Like it or not, I'm trying to be as nice as possible, but you ain't gonna run that shit over here. You made a baby with a dude that don't even stick around. You're not an ex-wife. You're not a widow. You're a baby mama. That's a box. That's a box. That's a box.
I understand. That's not what I'm talking about, though. What I was referring to was the comments that you specifically what I was thinking about was when you said how stepfathers don't get the respect that they deserve, because that's the conversation.
They don't get the respect from society like they used to. They don't. Stepfathers have no rights.
Why should the respect of society matter when I respect him and I make sure my child respects him?
The fact that you asked that question just shows how little y'all understand who we are as men. To men, that question answers itself. And the fact that I have to explain it to you shows the gap between female and male understanding today. Go in the comment section. Look at what the men say to that. Your respect ain't enough. We live in a world to where your daughter is 3. When she becomes 14, and you have 2 more kids, and she sees that her siblings are getting different treatment than she gets. Mama, Dante looked at me a certain way when I came out of the bathroom. I don't like the way he's been looking at me. He asked me to do so and so. All it takes is one allegation, ma'am. Snoop Dogg up on charges right now. It's being sued, not on charge, being sued right now.
I
Man,
think that's on the parents. Like
you know the problem with what?
if,
The
I feel
problem with
like
the parents? The problem with the
no,
parents?
I want to clarify what I was trying to say. I feel like any child who makes a false allegation against a man like that is a fault on the parents because I feel like
Okay.
that's an
Well,
early
why didn't you
relationship.
marry your daughter's father?
Why did I not?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he was after I had my child. I felt like he was not emotionally or mentally stable, and he
How
was
old is
not
he?
26.
So you got a 26-year-old baby daddy and a 32-year-old boyfriend. Your child is 3 years old. Why'd you make a baby with a guy who's 2 years older than you and not emotionally stable before getting married?
Well, when I
Well,
first so when we first started dating, I did not.
you did not have a wedding ring and a marriage certificate. We know that. Why did you marry him?
No, we were talking. Me and my child's father had a conversation about
Yeah,
being
but you didn't
married.
have a wedding.
The wedding did not happen
No, it
according
didn't
to.
happen. So you weren't married.
I'm Yes, and I'm saying that the marriage did not happen according to him because he did not
No,
go
no, it
to the
didn't
men.
happen according to anybody. You didn't have a marriage certificate. You didn't have a justice of the peace, a judge, a ceremony. Not according to him. Did you get married legally? I mean, what do you mean not according to him? According to
Yeah,
the law, it didn't happen.
no, we did not get legally married, but what
Okay,
I'm
then
saying,
why did you do that? Why did you have a baby coming from foster care, knowing how important family is? Why did you have a baby before getting married?
because I thought that man was gonna marry me, and I
Oh
thought he was
no!
gonna.
No, 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 no. Is that what's supposed to see? You said that if a kid does something, it's to follow the parents. Okay. Well, then this is the parent who decided to have a baby before she got married because you thought he was gonna marry you. You know one way to
Yep.
ensure that. You know one way to ensure that is to get the marriage first, right?
Yes, sir.
Then you wouldn't be in the position you're in right now. Because
But
you
that's
are in a box. You are in a box, ma'am. And here's the thing: you need to understand the box you're in is what the men say it is. Men look at baby mamas different than they do single mothers, women who are married and had kids. You didn't make a good choice. Because understand something: any man that marries you has got to look and say, "You married a dude that was 2 years older, unstable. Then why does he want to raise inferior DNA?" Let's just
why
get
would I
real.
call
Why
his
would why
child?
would a man want to come in and be a stepfather to inferior DNA? You said he was
Why
mentally unstable or whatever, and not in this case life.
would he DNA? That's not fair to me. He has a child
Who
as
cares
well.
about fair?
So why does he get a pass when he's a single father, but why do I have to why does he get more respect and I have more faith in him? But as like women are more
See, here it
acceptable.
is. Women want fairness. Women want fairness when it suits them.
I'm
This is
not.
what it is. Why is it fair, ma'am? You want him to marry you,
No, but I'm asking a legit question. Like,
but
why
no,
is
you're asking a legit question. You ask, and I'm giving you the answer because you want him to marry you. Because we choose, because men decide who gets married. That's
but he
why.
want me like
Listen, listen, listen. Pack it up, calm down, and let me help you. Women choose who gets born and who has sex. Those are your choices. Men determine who gets asked for marriage. We control access to marriage, you control access to sex and who gets born. If you decided you wanted to have an abortion, could your baby daddy have stopped you?
no, sir.
Well, how is that fair to him? Oh, see, you accept the unfairness when it benefits you.
No, I did not accept the unfair.
It's unfair. True or false?
It's unfair, and I did not exercise that.
Okay, so there is unfairness in sexual dynamics. And right now, you want to marry him. He's 32. He's got a business, right?
Yes, sir.
He's in a better position. So why does he get a pass? Because he's earned it. You haven't. That's the reality. I'm not supposed to say it, but that's the reality. Because he's 32, got a business. He can take care of his shit. Can you take care of your shit?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
That's why he gets a pass. That's how the world works.
Okay.
It's not about what I want you ladies to understand is it's not about fair. And men have been dealing with the inequities, lack of fairness in the sexual marketplace for the longest. Now we're starting to hear women talk about unfair. But understand, the child that he has, does he have custody of the child?
Yes, sir.
That means he's paying and providing for the child.
He has his daughter full time.
Right. And that means he'd have to take money out of his daughter's mouth to put in your daughter's mouth.
Yes, sir.
That's why he gets a fucking pass.
But what is the solution? Because we can't take away all these children that were had out of wedlock. And the purpose of me listening to you.
The solution to what? What is the solution to what?
What is this like? How do I get married? Like that's something serious. Like fuck having a stepfather. Like I really have a deep desire to get married, and I can't.
Okay, hold on. What is the solution for you? Hold on, breathe. Hold on. How, you asked what's the solution? Are you asking me a solution for what do we do with baby mamas? What are we talking about?
No, how do somebody like myself get married if y'all keep putting me in this box and I don't?
No, man, you put yourself in a box. We didn't do this. You did this. Don't put that on me. You did that.
My question is, how do I get married if all you're going, if the man that
well, you want the answer?
I have a child.
You want the answer? The chances are you don't. It's highly likely you won't. And that's what we need to start telling women. If you decide to make a baby before you get married, you are unlikely to get married. Every other race seems to know this. We got black women are married at a 26% rate. So the notion that the least married race of women would do anything to further complicate chances of marriage is insane to us men. You may have had different family circumstances, but you were born in this country. You knew better. You knew what happens having a kid before marriage and after marriage. You know all that stuff, but you chose to decide to do it out of order. So now you take what comes along with it. It comes along with the box.
People had
what you want, people, and what women like women, and what you want won't happen. You want men to say, "Well, she was young, it didn't happen." All right, that comes on an individual level. Somebody has to be willing to. Okay, let's look at it this way. Take it away from you, so it's not so personal. Okay. Somebody can go to jail. Somebody can go to jail for a felony.
Yeah.
All right. They got that on the record. Let's say it's for some really bad stuff. Let's say it's for something. Let's say they got accused of doing something really heinous.
Okay.
Do they get to apply for jobs like they didn't have a felony?
No, sir.
No, they gotta live with that, and they gotta be willing for somebody to take a chance on them. They can say it's not fair, but that's how the marketplace works. But I got to ask a question to you now, because see, I don't have the benefit of people feeling sorry for me because I'm crying. How is it fair for you as a mother of as a single mother with a child with a man that you said was behind the curve? He was had some mental whatever going on. Whatever, immature and young. How is it fair for you to take your child and ask another man to raise it as his own? How is it fair to him when you said that child is going to be a liability to him? How is it fair?
Life ain't fair.
How the fuck can you say that and then ask me how it should be fair to you? If you can understand it that way, shut those tears off. You can be that fucking cold-hearted when it gets that way. See, gentlemen, you see how quick she was willing to say fuck you to the men? But yet she got these crocodile-ass tears when it's her feelings hurt? That's why I want my critics and detractors to say, they got no problem putting this shit on men, but then I ask them, how's it fair to have to go raise another man's kid? Life ain't fair.
The reason why I said that is
I don't
because
care why you said it, man. I don't care how you said it. That sounded fucked up. But I'm glad you were honest because that's how you really felt.
no, that's what you just told me, that life is not fair. That's why I said
Yeah, okay. You're responsible for the words that come out of your mouth. You're not gonna make it seem like I put those words there.
I'm not
That
saying
that,
that.
that dog won't hunt.
What I'm saying is that's the
Ma'am, answer my question. Answer my question. How is it fair that another man has to raise your daughter?
it's not fair.
Then why are you asking for fairness?
When I was asking for fairness, I was being fair by accepting him and this child.
You're not accepting him, ma'am. He has his own daughter to raise. How is it fair for him to take food and money and resources from his biological child to share it with your biological child who is not going to be an asset? You're not doing. Listen, ma'am. Listen.
Wait,
If it was not you, you would not see that this man is being done any favors. He's helping you out.
he is helping me out, but the reason why I don't feel like I am such a liability to him is because my role in his business directly affects the financial. I do help him.
How long has he been in business?
Excuse me?
How long has he been in business?
I know at least one of his businesses has been around for 8 years.
I'm sorry, your little 6 months of doing something ain't that important.
I'm the first and only woman that's worked
Your
for
little
him.
6 months of doing something ain't that important. This man had his custody of his daughter and was running a successful business before he met you. Don't diminish that man like that.
I'm not trying to diminish him. I just felt
no. Well, what you did. His business was around 8 years.
I was not trying to diminish him. The reason
The
why
issue is, ma'am, you're in a situation that you don't like, and you're trying to balance it out, and it won't balance.
that's not
It
true.
won't balance. It's like a square wheel. It will not roll. It will not roll. And this is what, and how about this? Let's go to it a different way. If at 19 years old or 18 years old, you had known then what you know about being a single mother now, would you have chosen, would you still make the choice that you did to get pregnant?
No, sir.
That's all we need to know. That's the test of a decision. Would you do it again?
But I never decided to be a single mom. I woke up one day and was like, I want to be independent. That was never my mindset. I've been wanting to be, and I've been marriage since I was probably 18.
You got pregnant before marriage. That makes you a single mother.
I understand what that makes me.
Then you woke up and decided to be a single mom.
I woke up to do what was best for my child. I did not feel
you got pregnant before you got married. You decided to be a single mother. That's what makes you a single mother. And the more you dance around that issue just because you don't like the classification, it's still a square wheel. And it's only going to impede your progress because you're fighting against reality.
So I should just break
the reality. And here's the reality: the market get to decide. Let me net it out to you. Ma'am. Who gets to decide the price of a vehicle, the price of something? The person who's buying or the person who's selling? Who gets to decide the value? The buyer or the seller?
Initially, the buyer. I mean,
not initially. Not initially.
Initially,
the seller sets a price. The buyers determine whether or not they want to pay that price.
Okay, so I had it backwards.
Right. So that's how that works. The men are the buyers. And sorry, the buyers, men, value single mothers less than women with children. Less than women without children.
If I'm gonna just be honest, like what I feel like, not That's not what I think you're telling me. Like what I'm getting out this conversation is that I just need to end my relationship and start being a single mom. Like it sounds like it's no hope for a single mom. What you do, no matter how hard you try. Like that's really what I'm getting out the conversation. And I don't want to be like my uncles that my aunts that bitter and not married and bitter and divorced. Like I want to make a change. So I did make a mistake, but but in the conversation, I fucked up so bad. I probably can't do anything. I just feel like
Ma'am, I want you to go back to the beginning of the conversation. Did this man start dating you with the express intention of wanting to marry you?
if I'm honest, I don't know.
Well, then that's the problem. See, so don't tell me what you're getting off of this conversation when you started dating a man knowing you wanted to be married and you didn't get that clear first. See, that's why I'm good at what. No, ma'am, I'll let you speak. That's why I'm good at what I do. Because you try to put yourself into what you're getting is you're not dating on purpose. You're not choosing a man based upon the outcome you want and the situation you're in. You're not getting buy-in from that initially. So if you find yourself 6 months down the line, quitting your job, working for a man, you're trying to put a square peg in a round hole to reverse engineer a relationship to be a marriage. Did that man start off dating you with the intention of wanting to get married? If the answer is no, then you shouldn't have dated him.
That doesn't. I can't understand this because I don't think.
What do you mean you don't understand it? What do you mean you don't understand it? Hi, John. My name is. What's your first name?
Maya.
Maya. Hey, John. My name is Maya. How you doing? Yeah, I think you're cute. You think I'm cute? You want to go out? You want to go to a date? Cool. Well, guess I'm looking to get married. I'm only want to date towards marriage.
That conversation has happened.
Do you want to get married? Do you want to get married? Okay, so you only want to date towards marriage too? Okay, great. And what kind of time frame do you want to get married? Oh, in 2-3 years? Oh, that's too long. Hope you find what you're looking for. Click close next. That ain't hard to understand. Pretty straightforward.
But that conversation.
Pretty straightforward, is it not?
Yes.
Was that straightforward?
Yes, and that conversation happened. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We had the conversation of I want to get married. I want to have a wife. I want to make sure I'm with somebody.
What kind of time frame did he say he wanted to be married in?
That's the one question I did not ask.
Well, then that's not the see what you just said is that's the conversation that happened, folks. And I've asked one question, and that just shows that's not what happened. That ain't what happened. So I don't trust, man. That ain't what happened. So I don't trust your recollection because you said that's what happened.
No, when I said that's what happened, I was referring to the conversation of, do you want to get married?
Yeah, he wants to get married. He wants to get married, ma'am. Does he want to get married? Yes. In what time frame? You didn't ask that question, but you knew that you wanted to get married in a short time frame. That's on you. But here's the other question. Just because he wants to get married doesn't mean he's going to marry you. He may have dated you, Josh. He may have dated you and said, you know what? I don't like it. I don't like this. But see, that's the thing. If you're serious, you should check in. You said you quit your job and all this other stuff. Did you quit your job based upon what? Him putting a ring on your finger? An engagement?
No.
A conversation we're getting married, right? Because you already had a baby thinking a man was going to marry you, right?
Right.
Shouldn't you have learned from that?
I mean, yeah, I'm not
having learned from that.
I did. I'm not having a baby with somebody.
No, but you're still making life-altering decisions for you and your daughter, and you're not getting shit clarified. See how that works? Yes, Comes back to you. What? I mean, did I miss something? I mean, that comes back to you, man. I mean, it's not on him. It comes back to you.
It's
just what?
It just sounds like I need to end my relationship and focus on being a single mom.
Okay, well, I mean, ma'am, here's the thing. There is a scenario where all choices aren't good. You ever see the movie Saw?
No, sir.
There's a movie called Saw where in order to save your life, people have had to saw off their hand, do
The
crazy
little
shit.
hand on the tricycle. I know what you're talking about.
Well then, ma'am, you're in that's the box you're in. And see, that's what we need to tell women. When you decide to have babies outside of wedlock, especially with men you don't know who are not of the kind of caliber that you want to be with, you put yourself in a box. And you can't get mad when you get the people judge the box.
It's not even
okay, ma'am, all your options might not be good options. That's just what it is. I can't change it. I can't change it. I can't change it. No need to go round, round, and round. Always the victim. No. Didn't you learn? Well, I'm out of here. I'm tired. Oh, crap. We got more people in here. Crap. Let's see. I want to keep going. We're in overtime. Oh, this person has to go away. See, and here's the thing. People would tell, it ain't your fault, girl. He deceived you. He this, he that. No. In order. Marriage, baby. Because a lot of women don't like, I'm probably sure that conversation's going to get clipped and diced and, okay. You don't like being put in a box. There's no hope. Okay, well, maybe I'll say. Yeah. Do. There's no hope. Well, there's always hope. You just got to understand what you're dealing with. Unmute yourself. Hey, how are you? Good. How old are you?
I'm 24.
All right. So, what's the question?
My question is, what do you say? Because I know that your program is talking mainly to women, and you used to talk. Oh, first, can I not be put on video?
That's fine.
Okay. I know that your program is geared toward women and informing women on the dating scene, especially like modern women. But my question is, like, what do you say to the men? Because there's a lot of men that quote.
To the men about what?
About just how women should be and how modern women are.
In what regard?
Sorry, say that one more time.
In what regard?
In the regard of how modern women aren't as like submissive, or they don't really.
Ma'am, so you're asking me what do I say to the men?
Yes.
I need some parameters. In what regard? And what are you talking about?
In the regard of I'm trying to word this in the correct way. In the regard of how a lot of the times, in my own experience, because I agree with most of the things you say as a woman, but sometimes when I talk to men, they have a sort of aggressive tone, and more specifically, somebody that people might know more of, the guy that's in the Fresh and Fit podcast, his views and your views. A lot of people may think that you have the same views.
No. Okay.
Yeah, but
okay. So hold on. I'm really trying to understand. What are you asking me? Because I don't get it. I don't understand because What do you mean to do? Hold men accountable? Tell them what am I telling about? Here's what I tell men about modern women. Modern women they're not what women of old used to be. So you're going to have to ask a lot of questions to know what you want.
Okay. I guess I just have a difficult time, like in the world, like defending your views to certain men, because
Defending
sometimes a lot of
my views to certain men.
not your views necessarily, but what you talk about on your show. Because I agree with a lot of what you say, but it kind of gets confused in my argument as like a woman.
Who are you talking to defend my views?
Other men, because like men are like, oh, a woman should stay home. I should be the provider. Da 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 da. I'm trying to like word it. Sorry, I'm kind of nervous as well. So I'm losing like sometimes my train of thought. But yeah, just a big part is when they talk about these men want these high value men, but these women want these high value men, but they don't necessarily reach the standard to get a high value.
You're talking to men about women who want high value men, and men are saying that these men don't meet the high value standard?
No, these women don't meet the high value standard. I'm sorry. They say these women don't meet the standard of a high value man, but
I'm so confused.
Sorry.
I'm so confused. I'm gonna try this one more time. You're defending my views when you're talking to women or men?
To men.
Talking to men about what?
Talking to men about the standards of like high value men and what type of women that they can get.
Why are you talking to men about men's standards towards the? Why are you talking to me? Why are you having this conversation?
Because they tend to bring it up a lot. A lot of the times they bring up your standards in the sense of, oh, a woman should be this height or weigh this much, act this way.
That has nothing to, ma'am. It sounds to me like you're just having a bunch of disjointed conversations with people that don't really listen too well. Because I'm not understanding what you're talking about. Are these men under 25?
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck are we talking about? Do they watch my content or do they watch clips?
I think that they watch clips.
Then what are we talking about? Are you trying to educate men? Are you trying to educate men on what they should want from a woman?
In a way, yes.
Why? Why?
Because I feel like a lot of
men... Why are you trying to educate men on what they should want? Are you married?
No.
Why is that your place?
It's not.
But why are you? So do you want to be married one day?
Yes, I do.
Do you want kids?
Yes.
Are you trying to get men? Sounds to me like you're trying to get men that you like to be on the page on this page over here. Ding 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 ding. Trying to make a fucking loser or a high value man. That ain't your place.
Okay.
See how good I am? I can, even through the bullshit, I can get right down to it. You ain't got no business trying to tell a young man, hey, you should want a different, what? What? Why don't you focus on becoming the woman you need to be?
You're right. Yeah.
Were you raised with your dad and your mom?
Yes, I was.
Then you don't raise men. You don't tell men what they should. Men pick what they want and they get what they get. See, what she's trying to do is raise the standard of a guy that she likes or something like that. Why don't you just get a guy who already meets the standard? He didn't make me tingle. He ain't tall enough. He don't hit it the right way. What is it? Which one?
I don't think I'm in the right environment.
Well, if you're in an environment to try to coach men as a woman, you just need to be a woman.
Okay.
All right.
All right. right. Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's like, don't. Do 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 do. All right. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it where so many of our young women are trying to school men. But it used to happen when I was in school too. Women try to tell us what, like, how are you gonna tell us how to be men? What it really was is they were trying to tell men what they wanted them to do. Never gonna really work. It's a lost cause. Unmute yourself. Hello. Hello? Oh, Jesus. She's watching YouTube and just confused as hell. She's watching YouTube and confused as hell.
Not the bang, the bang. Oh, 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 oh. Fuck no, not the bang, the bang. Oh, 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 oh. Fuck no.
Yes, if you would stop watching YouTube, and get on Zoom, you'd be caught up. Get off of YouTube. Jesus H. Christ.
Hello.
Here as well, and they're also getting amazing results. So
why is there a commercial?
Like Tasha,
Because you're watching freaking YouTube. Turn it off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The fuck?
I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'm talking and communicating with you right now. Amazing. How are you tonight?
This one looks scared. What's wrong? Oh, what's wrong?
Hello.
She looks terrified. Her energies, her insecure energies.
How are you?
Hi.
How old are you?
I'm good.
Oh.
Me, I'm 32 years old.
You married or you single?
33. I'm single.
Mm-hmm. What can I do for you?
Cover, sweetheart. What was that?
It
was bad. It had nothing, no fire, no energy, no
I saw
nothing.
clips of your show on TikTok, and I really did not like you.
You know I have a shoulder right here, you know?
And then
And it must
I
pop,
kind
pop,
of
pop.
bumped into you on YouTube and started watching your videos, and then I kind of started to pick up on what you were laying down.
Okay.
So I just want to start by saying I'm not perfect, but I am a fan, and I think you're doing good work.
Okay.
But what I want to talk about is that first lady that I saw when I came in here. She was talking about something, and you responded in a certain way. And so I know what she was saying, and I don't know how to help her is what I would say. But she was saying, you know, she's in this situation, and you were kind of giving her the vibe that it's hopeless, right? And I mean, that's cool and everything, but I don't really agree with that. You know what I mean? I can't tell you. I don't need a name, and I like
Execute Order 66.
and I think
He wrong for that, baby.
I reviewed. I think that we in the Black
Execute Order 66.
Shit, I'm out.
We need a lot of.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Don't mind me, I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Ain't nobody got time for this. Go home and get your fucking shine box.
I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Shit, I'm out.
Clean myself up. Or I can be like, no, there's not spinach in my teeth. You can't tell me nothing. Right? And the
Holy
reason I
shit,
give
look
this
at that rabid
example
hyena
is
just
because
ripping this guy's nuts off.
I don't feel like all of us are lost
You really can't be serious.
right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make myself vulnerable. I'm a mother of 3.
Oh my God.
Two different baby daddies.
You
Hadouken!
perfect. Yes, absolutely.
I just about had enough of you.
And I'm not married.
How long do you think you were talking?
Pardon?
How long do you think you were speaking?
A minute and a half.
Mm-hmm. How long is this a dialogue or is it a conversation?
I'm sorry. I watched
Really?
your show. You've never seen me before.
No, I don't even know what the French toast you're talking about. You came in talking about giving somebody else advice and blah. Why are you here?
I want to hear what you have to say to me.
About what?
Because
learn to fucking listen.
I didn't swear at you, but okay.
Excuse me?
I didn't
this
swear
shit,
at you.
I'm out.
Okay.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. You don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
To what?
Sir, I told you. Okay. I listen to your show. I'm a fan, but I have a lot to say because I listen to your show. You've never seen me before. I have all this to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, like I was saying, I don't believe that everyone is a lost cause. I don't think that's the best narrative to push.
How
because
are you?
Angry with me.
I'm 33.
Uh-huh. Who gets to decide who's lost or not?
I'm not sure how to answer that question.
Well, you said what did you know? Who do you think?
I guess the other person in whatever
There you go.
relationship
You got any kids?
Yes,
How many?
3,
How many fathers?
2.
Are you married?
No.
Were you ever married?
No, but I was
You want to be
engaged.
married?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Do you think you're a lost cause for marriage?
I don't know.
You don't?
I do not know the answer to that question.
I mean, how old is your youngest child?
My youngest is 1,
How old is your oldest?
12.
How come you didn't marry either of the two men you had babies for?
The first baby father, I was with him for 13 years, and I was naive, and
Uh-huh.
you know, I was kind of lazy.
Naive at 20?
Pardon?
Naive at 20 years old?
Unfortunately, if I'm going to give you the honest truth, I've learned a lot.
Be
since then,
gone,
so knowing what I know now,
Okay.
yes, I was
All
very
right,
naive.
all right. So, and you didn't marry him, and then you had a baby who's 1. How long were you with that man?
That was a blip.
A
Like,
blip.
my
Were you
parents
pregnant
died
longer
and I
than
was
the
going
relationship lasted?
My parents died, and I was
Were
going
you pregnant
through
longer
Great
than the
Depression.
relationship lasted?
There was no
Were
relationship.
you pregnant
sir.
longer than the relationship lasted?
I would say so. Yeah.
Holy shit.
And you don't know whether or not you're a lost cause for marriage?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. Don't call me Shirley.
I guess I am a lost cause according to your equation.
She belongs to the streets.
Or what equation would you not be a lost cause for marriage if you were pregnant longer than you were in a relationship with a blip? Who would marry that?
Don't old people get married?
Death is better.
Pardon?
Death is better.
Death is better than marrying at the old age.
No better than marrying you.
Oh, I guess.
Ma'am, you got pregnant by a blip. You got
My mother
you got pregnant
died.
by a blip.
Now,
My mother died.
You got pregnant by a
be
blip.
whatever I want.
What's the child's name? Blip?
My child's name?
Baby Blip? Kwame? Kwame Blip?
Kwame.
Blip Kwame? Yeah, his nickname should be Blip. Do you know his daddy's name? Did you know his dad?
Yeah, we know each other.
You call him Blip?
No.
Fuck this Blip, I'm out. Fuck this Blip, I'm out. So you're going to say that, you know, who not everybody's a lost cause. A woman with 3 kids and one by a blip.
I wasn't talking about myself, honey. I'm chilling. I'm good as a single mom.
Don't overtalk me. Yeah, whoever said everybody's a lost cause, but when shit gets this out of hand, it's easy to say it's more lost than not. And what's wrong with calling a blip a blip? What's wrong with calling a spade a spade? What's wrong with calling some shit just so far out of control it can't be corrected?
Can't be corrected?
Yes.
So I have a daughter, right? So should I feel like she's going to go through the same thing I went through?
Well, if you don't get your shit together, yeah. You just had a baby with a blip. You just had a baby with a blip, man. You got a 1-year-old blip. How you gonna raise your daughter to do the same thing? You got a blip over there. Since you want to clap, let's clap. You ain't worrying about the daughter. You got blips going on. Hey, let's help you get into college and let's talk about what relationships are for. I was with your daddy for 12 years. I had to marry him. But you know, let me make sure you're properly socialized. But oh, by the way, I got a blip going on. I can't worry about you. Mama got morning.
That is really bad.
No, you asked.
Yes.
You asked because you thought you were gonna check me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't do this.
I wasn't trying to check you.
You said I'm gonna tell my daughter. We didn't do these things to y'all. And so when we talk about them, you bring it to the marketplace. If you had said, you know what? No, I don't want to be married. I'm just gonna raise my children and live the rest of my life this way. This is too much for anyone. I have nothing to say. But you said, yeah, why not? And I'm like, yeah, why?
You said we didn't do this to y'all.
Yeah, hey, Shirley.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken,
Don't come in here giving advice.
You name it!
I'm coming here giving advice and what I should be saying and who I should be talking to. Go on. I just got the nerve, man. The nerve. These are my critics. Bye, Blippy. I didn't like you initially, but you know, the more I realized that you were talking about me. I didn't make this shit up. But you know, it's all good. It's all gravy, baby. Baby.
Hello?
Baby. Hello. How are you?
Hey, Kevin. I'm good, and yourself?
I'm well. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Uh-oh.
Can I not be recorded, by the way?
You're 18?
Yes.
Ooh. Don't talk to 18-year-olds. I want you to be at least 21.
And I listen to you, though.
I get you. I don't do that. 18 is too close. No, thank you. Ask your mom, ask your dad. If you can't drink, we can't talk. No, thank you. Blippy! Blip, blip, blip. Blip, blip, bloop, blip, blip. Blip, bloop, blip. Bloop, blip, 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 blip. Blip, 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 bloop. Blip, blip. Blip, 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 bloop. Blip, blip. Blip, 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 bloop. Blip, 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 bloop. Blip, 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 bloop, bloop. Blip, blip. Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the blip for me. Hey, Blip. Give me a blip. Give me a blip. Give me a blip.
Blip.
Hey, Kanye, give me a blip.
Blip.
Kanye, give me a blip.
Blip.
Kanye, give me a blip.
Blip.
Give me a blip. Kanye, give me a blip. Y'all know which one I really want? I want Kanye, give me a blip. the haters we have today. We need to try. Vanity, lift yourself above the hand. Get it on. Lift yourself up. She called in here trying to tell me about blipping. She had to actually cry. She tried it. She tried it, man. Kanye, give me a blip. Kanye, give me a blip. Kanye, give me a blip. Poop, poop, scoop. Poopity poop, scoop. Poopity poop. Blippity bloop. Bloop, bloop. Lift yourself up on the head. Let's get it on. Lift yourself up. Give me a blip. Give me a bloop. Bloop. Come on, John. Hit me back. Holla, holla. Give me a bloop. Holla, holla.
Holla, 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 holla,
Bloop. Bloop. Go get some of those Kanye things. Kanye at Sunday service. Da-dun-dun. Oh, ayo, ayo. Da-dun-dun. Bloop, 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 bloop. Blip, 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 blip. I wish I could sing LMI. I need you to do it. Instead of singing ayo, ayo, when I come around, instead of doing that, I need to say blip. LMA, I need you to give me the blip song. I'm going to hell, man. Yella, you got to support this stuff. This is just wrong. Wrong. She could get a blip. Now, she came over to the MCU talking about blips. Everybody that came back from the blip, post-blip, you know, Thanos' snap didn't work. She got the blip on. Blippity bloopity scoop. Poopity scoopity scoop. Poopity poop 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 poop. Scoopity scoopity poop doop. Do bloop. Boop. Boop boop. Oh my God. Y'all going to hell. Stop it. Poopity scoop scoop scoop. Scoopity poop poop. Scoopity whoop. Poop poop poop. Bloop. Bloop. Oh man, I gotta go. I gotta go. Godfather is getting up out of here, headed to Miami. Like you know how he always do. Until the next time. Where are we gonna go? How are we gonna go out this way? Is that it? You know how we do that.
This is a certified hood classic.